Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the end of October 2025. We're going to open up the energy of the reading today with the Bee Spirit. And this one is sweet results await. Yeah. The reward for all of the hard work. I think that's really good. I think that we're in need of that. I think that is a blessing. And to me, it feels like a turning point is here, right? That sweet, sweet result that is waiting for us. Let's put that into a little bit of context. We're going to use the Rider-Waite-Smith, and let's see what the cards say for you for this period of time. We've got a Knight of Wands. We got a Seven of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Judgment card. The Page of Wands to the Knight, it feels like there's an advancement. It feels like there's sort of this mastery energy. There's like a maturing, right? The Page being the Knight in training. And of course, there is the full-grown Knight. Yeah. So I feel like that really is like you've come a long way in your journey. We have Temperance. We have a Three of Wands. We've got the Devil card, the Fool. And there's the sweet result that awaits, the Six of Cups. Beautiful. Absolutely nice. Mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here with our little sea turtle friend right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments down beneath the video, right? Now, as we look around the room, we see major, 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 major. We've got fire. Okay, we've got water there at the end, a little bit of air, a little bit of earth. So the fire, I think, is kind of a big deal here. And that's a lot of the effort that you've been putting in. With the Knight of Wands, I feel like the end of October is going to be fast changes, right? So expect things to really happen rapidly. Expect even, too, like maybe like a burst or a surge of motivation, okay? This is a time for you to take bold actions. But, you know, don't rush ahead without any sense of direction. You know, you got to hold the reins here. Practice channeling your passion into structured plans. Yeah. If there is some sort of movement or travel, go for it. But just keep your eyes open. Stay aware of sort of, you know, what's going on. And make sure that, again, make sure there's that direction and there's that idea of, like, the control. Okay. Stay open to new experiences, but keep your commitments in mind. Enthusiasm plus focus. Okay. We don't want to hesitate. We don't want to sort of pause the momentum and say, well, now I don't know, maybe not. No, you want to leap forward. You want to jump ahead. You want to take advantage of everything that's developing in your life. But you want to make sure that you do it with awareness, with intention, with self-control. You got to hold the reins. Yeah, got to hold the reins. But you also have a Seven of Swords, so there may be some elements of distraction. You know, there may be something that's sort of catching your attention that is distracting you from that focus that the Knight needs, right? The Seven of Swords, discretion, strategy are very important right now. That Knight of Wands with that fiery rush of energy. Things are going to be happening quickly. You got to stay focused. It has to be done with strategy and with discretion. Okay? And maybe even like practice keeping your plans private until there's really something good to share. I feel like this is you kind of, you know, playing things close to the vest right now. Avoid shortcuts. Integrity is going to protect your progress. Your Knight of Wands is leaping forward with this bold, active, motivated energy. And you're going to want to do things the right way, okay? And this is kind of like, this is a counterbalance to the Knight of Wands. Rush forward, no hesitation. This is saying, question your motives. You're feeling all this motivation. Okay, make sure you know why and what it's for and where it's taking you, okay? You're observing patterns before making decisions. So to me, this is the right kind of counterbalance to that rush of that Knight of Wands. Smart moves. Okay, you got to move forward quickly. You got to take advantage of opportunities. You've got to be bold and fiery and creative and motivated. But you also have to be smart to avoid, friction, to avoid misunderstandings, and to make sure that you're rushing into the right things. Yeah. And down beneath the surface, Queen of Pentacles for you as well. A very practical card. Okay. I feel like for some of you, this is going to be a very, a very resourceful phase, right? I feel like a lot of you are really creating comfort and like a nurturing, protective environment in your life. Okay, and this is part of the sort of sweet results that are waiting for us. I think you're prioritizing your health. Some of you are going to be prioritizing like your home, and for others, this might be like emotional well-being, being very like protective of what we have and what we need, and prioritizing the right stuff. Okay. A lot of you are very supportive of other people in your life, and that's a very good thing. Make sure you're refilling your cup regularly. Yeah. So continue to offer support, but make sure that you're getting what you need as well. And trust your intuition, especially in any kind of for some of you, this is going to be financial stuff. Trust your intuition. Okay? In other areas, whether it's at home or in whatever you're taking care of, use that intuition. And it's a good period of time for kindness, to build up your own strength and the strength of other people in your life. Yeah. So this is kind of the beginning, I think, of a phase of nurturing. I feel like you're creating something, and now this energy is you protecting that and nurturing that and cultivating that so it can multiply, so it can grow, right? So I think it's a very important transition from October, from this month into next month, is going to see a lot of sweetness in your life that you're going to then have that instinct to protect. And that's a very, very good thing. We have a Page of Wands here for you as well. And the Page of Wands is very experimental, very curious. Okay. The page is, enthusiastic. It's a spark. Okay. And there may be, for some of you, really a new opportunity to learn or grow. And it's kind of like this is the spark that then the Knight of Wands is gonna stoke into a larger fire, So this is a card that's saying, look, explore and see what excites you. See what lights the fire for you. And then you sort of can commit to a particular direction. But this card is the experimentation. Practice your curiosity, right? Ask questions, try, fail, try again. And then you'll know what you want to put all of your energy into. Then you will commit. But right now, feels like flexible. Discover, right, what excites you and what lights the fire. Let your creativity lead you instead of fear. Okay? The small experiments that lead to the bigger confidence. So again, it's kind of like it starts out small, a little tiny spark turns into a raging fire of motivation. And we need the discernment and the discretion. So it's kind of like, when you're just experimenting, you're kind of keeping it to yourself. You're trying to figure out what works, trying to figure out what feels the best, what really excites you, and kind of narrowing things down a little bit. You're not really telling everybody all your plans yet, because you're not quite sure yet either. I feel like once you find the thing and you commit to that new thing, or you find that motivation, okay, that it's going to then it's going to be revealed. Then everybody can see. Yeah, the Judgment card is kind of right along this train of thought too, because this is you reflecting on what's changing within you and what needs to evolve in your life. So expect some sort of realization or revelation about your purpose or about what your next chapter in life is. Okay, for some of you, there's going to be a need to practice forgiveness, to clear away some of the emotional stuff so that you can move forward freely. We're taking accountability for choices so that we can move forward unimpeded. That Knight of Wands can leap into the future with no extra baggage. This is a doorway. It's a choice to go through that doorway. For a lot of you, it's going to feel as if the old version of yourself is being left behind, and that you're growing, you're stepping into a new version of yourself, or even the beginning of a new timeline. Okay? For a lot of you, it's going to feel like this is a renewal, that you're acting on something, you're choosing to stoke the fire of something that previously was just a spark. Okay, so this is really a life-changing moment for a lot of people. And it's a choice to go through a doorway and perhaps sort of commit fully to something that for a while we've just been sort of dabbling in. Something we've just been experimenting with, but now with this card, it's like we have the opportunity to really kind of go all in on it. Okay? So if there is something like that for you, this seems to be that kind of a moment where you're making that decision to go all in on something that you've been dabbling in, okay, experimenting with, and that maybe there's been still lingering doubts, but I feel like a lot of you now are ready to make that full commitment. Okay. But even as we do that, we're still headed into this Temperance card, which is moderation. It is emotional balance. It's saying we can leap in with passion and fire, but let's also be patient, and let's try to balance our logic and our emotions, and let's try to be, let's try to keep it relatively simple. Okay. And for a lot of you, this is an intense motivation for the new thing, or sort of committing now fully, going all in on something that was just a spark. And that process then is going to require steady routines. It's going to require, balance and moderation and slow, steady paced progress, right? Because this is a pressure cooker, and sometimes the pressure cooker is like you either need really high heat or low heat or kind of somewhere in the middle. This kind of feels like we got to use the right amount of heat. Once you fully commit to something, then you have to be very strategic and very, almost gentle with how you're cooking it, And I feel like that's kind of the vibe here. For a lot of you, this is going to be, you're finally going all in on something. And it's going to require that you pay attention and you learn how to adjust the heat on the stove. Yeah. Now, one thing I want to do before we continue is a manifestation oracle card. Then we'll talk about the path of the serpent over here. All right. Here we have the energy flow. Clear pathways in the body for spirit's energy to transform. I release any blocks. Yeah. Clearing a path for the energy flow. Well, that's kind of the mental block, right? Getting rid of the doubt, getting rid of the mental block is going to allow this Knight of Wands energy to flow freely in that very strategic, balanced, sort of, attentive way, intentional way. You're sort of cooking a gumbo over here, right? This is where it's just like, I don't know what I want to have for dinner. This is like, now I've decided, and now I'm going to go all in on that particular meal, and I know that I've got to be real careful about how I cook it, because I don't want to ruin it. First, you got to get rid of the indecision or the doubt, Clear the energy blockages. Clear the pathway for the energy flow. I feel like that's what we're doing here. Especially that Judgment card is that's the decision. That's when you're saying, okay, I'm going from like the experimental, dabbling in something, we're making that decision to go fully committed. Yeah. Three of Wands. Expect signs of progress from the earlier effort in your life. Whatever this work is, whatever you're doing, I feel like you're going to see some progress. And now this is saying, like, stay consistent, because that momentum is building now. It's gathering. I feel like you're going to start seeing a lot of very significant results. Patience is going to be key. Okay, you're committing to it. You're jumping all in on it. And then we're practicing patience, and we're being very attentive, and we're helping it to grow. You're nurturing it. You're feeding the fire. You're feeding you're putting your effort into it in a very measured way. And I think it's really going to take hold. Yeah, something is expanding. So also, some of you should be on the lookout for opportunities to collaborate, or opportunities to sort of reach beyond what you're doing and expand the project, make it a little bit bigger. To realize that we can add on, we can there's room there for it to grow a little bit. Okay? Keep the faith in your plan. I think your work is aligning. I feel like this is, something you're doing now. It feels like it's right. Yeah. The future is forming. And I think that you're building up, you're creating those sweet results. And it's about having that belief, that confidence in your mission, that confidence in whatever work you're doing. Okay? Stay consistent with that energy. I think it is going to pay off in a very, very nice way. We've got a devil card also to sort of contend with. I think the devil's a very good energy, or it can be, because the devil is sometimes like an obsession. It's sometimes like we're fixated on our work or the project, or whatever it is that we're talking about for you particularly. The devil is the engine of the car. It's our motivation. Yeah. So it's kind of like our habits and our attachments that are either helping our progress or hindering our progress. So I think it's a good time to practice some self-awareness, right? No judgment, but to be aware of kind of our behaviors in life and how these are either really helping us, whether we're driving in the right direction, or if there's some sort of a contending force. It's like you're trying to push yourself forward, but there's some part of you that's pushing the opposite way. And it's like, wait a minute. Okay, where are we playing tug of war with ourselves? Where are we, hindering our own progress or limiting our own progress through habits and attachments and things like that? So maybe right now it's a good time to find one small unhealthy habit and see if we can break that habit or break that chain. That might be enough to really shift the momentum here and give you the speed or the force that you need. Okay? A lot of you are going to be questioning what you're giving your energy to and why. Yeah. So if there are any distractions in your life right now, the Seven of Swords maybe is a distraction. How can you reclaim your time, effort, energy, money, and or space from those distractions? As we approach the end of October, remember that you control the story. It's not the other way around. Yeah. We have a Fool card too, which is very, very fun energy, very interesting too to get the Fool. The Fool is a little bit of that experimental energy of the Page of Wands. So I feel like the sort of advice of the cards with this Fool for a lot of you is basically try something new. Don't overthink it. Don't worry about the outcome. Okay? It's a message as well for all of us to expect the unexpected. Say yes to new experiences, because that's going to help life open up. Whether this is in career or work or at home, at school, and money and love, whatever. It's going to open you up to the sweetness of life. Okay? Because your curiosity is leading you, not your fear. And remember, it's also, Aquarius, it's okay to not know what's coming next. So practice trusting your instincts and staying open-minded. Take small risks, maybe, with the Page of Wands. Take small risks to build confidence and build a kind of a trust in yourself. Okay? The small risks of the Page of Wands might be showing you what's possible. And above all else, Aquarius, keep your sense of humor. Okay? And remember that learning happens through the doing, right? It's okay that we don't know the precise pathway, we don't know the ending, we don't know how things are going to turn out all the time, but we're looking for the sweetness of life, And so we got to sometimes take a leap of faith. Sometimes we have to jump in with everything we've got and just say, I'm going to give it my all, and I'm going to see what happens. Yeah. What's going to happen is the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is that turning point, I think, where we really start to see that, like, the door really is open to that sweetness, to that love, that reciprocity, the sharing, the beauty, the joy. The Six of Cups is, it's appreciating the little things. Okay. For some of you, the Six of Cups is going to show up, and it's going to be some kind of a connection to the past. Someone may try to contact you from the past. Okay. This might be for some of you also a reflection on memories. Okay. Practice reflecting on those memories without romanticizing them. Don't make them more than what they were or less than what they were. Okay? It may even be for some of you that Page of Wands with the Six might be saying, revisit some old passions or hobbies. Because there might be something there that we can rekindle. Something may be rekindled. Okay? Something romantic could be rekindled for some of you. This could be, though, that excitement or that interest or that spark of curiosity or that spark of motivation might be rekindled. Okay. This card is about the small acts of kindness that connect us to people. Reach out to people in your life. Reach out to the people that mean something to you. And this might be, family, community, a love relationship. This is us, I think, kind of receiving a gift, experiencing the sweetness of life. Okay. So I think a lot of what you're doing now is going to create a much more happy, fun, joyful, delightful experience of life for you. Okay. Let's look at our mystery card over here. What might it be? I feel like it's going to be some cups. But I feel like it's pentacles, though, too. Cups or pentacles, I think. If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments. Let's see. The Moon card. Interesting. Interesting with the Moon card. It's kind of the Moon card is that card of uncertainty. It's that card that says, I don't know what is going to become of this. I don't know if any of my risks that I'm taking or these sparks that I'm kindling or the little tiny flames that I'm feeding in order to build them up into larger fires, I don't know if any of those are going to turn into anything. We're only going to know if we sort of trust, So expect uncertainty. Expect moments of doubt. But practice trusting your intuition. Okay, observe how things feel over time. Don't overanalyze. Allow clarity to arrive, And I think that you'll see, if you're paying attention to your dreams, the signs, the symbols, the synchronicities, paying attention to your gut, you will know which of these sparks to feed, and that will bring joy and pleasure and community for you. Okay? Because not all of these sparks need to become raging fires, but some of them, maybe one in particular, will bring you that sweetness. Yeah. And the moon is saying, well, I'm willing to go out there and risk it. I'm willing to go out there into the dark, scary forest and try to find the right spark that's going to really light my fire and give me that love, pleasure, joy, beauty, and harmony and pleasure that I'm after. To give me that sweetness of life. Okay, we don't always know. And so the moon card is that card of uncertainty. Yeah. So it's kind of, taking the risk. Yeah. Now, what we're going to do is an extended reading. There is a join button down there. I hope you'll follow us over to the extended. We're going to do an I Ching hexagram, oracle cards. We will clarify love and money. And we'll spin the yes/no coin. Aquarius, I thank you, I love you, and we're all in this together.